Hi, welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about the Matrix, but in particular, the Matrix Saga. So basically, I want to talk about what I really want to talk about is how they, the way they ended up with Neo at the end of the first Matrix and how it sort of ruined everything else, the other movies that came after. So for me, the first Matrix is my favorite movie, all-time favorite movie. And if you look at my outro, if you will, thank you for watching and subscribe. That part of the video, it sort of reminds me of the Matrix, and that's why I went with that theme. But uh, but anyhow, to go back to the point that I'm trying to give. So at the end of the first Matrix, when he essentially becomes Neo, right? When he dies and he becomes Neo, becomes the One. They made him too powerful. They just straight up made him too powerful where they couldn't recover from it. They couldn't figure out a good way to justify him basically not just destroying the matrix of or not beating the bad guys easily, right? It basically became the whole Superman struggle. How do you make a god relatable or believable at that point, right? Like what can it just seems like he could just defeat anybody within seconds and that'd be it, right? But then you can't have a movie at it like that, right? So that was the struggle, at least for me. Because when at the end of the first movie, he's able to see the code. So he can see the source code of the Matrix now. He can actually see it, and presumably, I'm assuming he can I would assume change the code, change the source code now, right? And free up the humans. We're slaves to the robots as we're being used as power for them. That way they can survive. They just made him too powerful. It's so powerful that in when he can see the source code, right? If you remember, he can see he starts seeing everything, all the binary numbers, everything coming down, right, on the walls, everything on the hallway. And he literally, when he flexes, oh, right? And he literally bends the code. It's bending, right? It bends. He literally can do that. He physically bent the code. So you made him so damn powerful. So powerful. How do you recover from it? How do you explain the next movies? And I think they just couldn't figure it out. For me, they didn't succeed in that. And so I love the first movie. First movie is great. Like I said, it's great. But because the way they ended with Neo being that damn powerful, it honestly ruined the other movies. Now I'm glad it ended this way because I love it, but I just wish they would have been able to figure it out because I think that was the main downfall. Because when he came back on the next movies, right, and the agents showed up at the door, and they tried to explain it like, oh, they got an upgrade, and that's why he can't really beat him as easily as he did at the end of the first one. Come on, come on, and as far as if I remember correctly, and let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't believe they ever showed that he can see the source code anymore, right? I don't remember them showing that anymore. I think they wanted you to forget, like, hey, yeah, what we did with him at the end. It's sort of like what I really love, right? When you think of a story as a filmmaker, right? You're thinking of something, or the writers, you're not really don't even think of the sequels, right? Because usually when people do that, it's kind of watered down that movie. Sometimes it works. And sometimes when you have a plan, like, okay, this is going to be a 3-part series, 2-part series, whatever. Sure, it can work out, but for the most part, it really doesn't. Right? When you try to like expand it, it really doesn't usually. And I don't think they were anticipating like, okay, we're going to do this great movie, science fiction movie, and yeah, we're just gonna shoot it, right? We're gonna put everything, all of our stories, all of our ideas, and just put it in one movie and you know make a great film. When it did great and when people wanted to see more, they're like, okay, let's start thinking of where we can go. So in the other movies, there's parts in the other movies that I really enjoyed, right? But it couldn't pick itself up from the weight of Neo, of him being so powerful. And that was really just the downfall of the movie, where it just like I just remember thinking when I saw the second film, like, really, you can't just beat them up like he did at the end of the first one. Now they got to give him, you know, oh no, 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 yeah, their versions 2.0 of the agents. Come on now. The dude can see the damn source code, and like I said, I'm assuming he can change it now with just his him just thinking about it. With just his mind. But yeah, they just made him too powerful. The whole Superman dilemma. I don't know. I think to me that was the biggest reason why the other ones just couldn't succeed. Obviously, there's just sloppy writing on the other ones too, but I just think they couldn't really figure out how they were gonna how to really explain it. And so yeah, so let me know what you think. You know, maybe you disagree. I don't know, but yeah. Well, thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video.